Anyway, just based on your limited experience, whatever your experience is, can you think of some limitations of reputation systems? I mean, what are some of the problems that you expect these systems to have? I'll give you one example of a problem. So it's something called ballot stuffing. So some of the dangers of a reputation system. Ballot stuffing is basically, I mean, to put it in simple language, it just means self-promotion. So there could be a company uh, that is interested in promoting itself as not a company, but let's say think of TripAdvisor.com. Again, you can have certain hotels in New York that want to attract more customers by appearing higher in this particular ranking of TripAdvisor.com. So they can ask people to go and put positive reviews about that hotel on TripAdvisor.com. Right, so that can be a form of self promotion, because it's very easy to open an anonymous account on Yahoo or Gmail, and then just register on that website and then post your own review, and who knows how many um, how many reviewers are genuine and how many of them are just being hired, or who may be just part of the hotel staff itself that may be asked to do this kind of self promotion. So that's called ballot stuffing. When somebody writes some good reviews for themselves, okay, or either that or pays somebody else to write good reviews for themselves. And the goal is to enhance the reputation of that particular product so that more and more people come and buy. Another example, which is in contrast to this, another danger is bad mouthing, right? So just as you can have self promotion, you can also have competitors writing malicious reviews against that particular hotel or that particular product to bring down the reputation of that particular product. Any other problems that you see with reputation systems?
So, so one thing I wanted to say was like in the reputation system, in the results which just showed up on the marketplace, there was one which said 100% positive, but that had only 3 reviews.
Yeah, yeah.
And on the other hand, there was one which was around 67% positive, but that was nearly 200,000 reviews. So, I mean, since one has to assign a reputation, it may be very difficult to decide what to do, because 3 out of 3 is good, but it's a small number. But on the other hand, 67% may not sound so good, but it's out of such a big number. So if you to assign a rating, it may be like difficult, how to get the relative factors to weigh in, how to do that.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, I would probably trust a seller that has a larger, so obviously a larger sample of customers is a more reliable rating. Um, Here, these sellers are ranked in increasing order of the price that they're offering. So it's not, I mean, Amazon of course is ranked high, probably because they're not including shipping. So this cost plus the shipping cost, if you take that into account, then you can see that everybody has to pay $4. Everybody's going to charge $4 for shipping, and then there are increasing order of cost. So cost is obviously one of the things that people want to minimize. And then for two sellers offering the product at the same cost, then you would look at the reputation and see, uh, what, who do you want to transact with. So obviously it's a subjective decision, and different people. Somebody may want to take a risk with with a seller who's offering something for a lower cost, even if there aren't so many reviews for it. And obviously, these sellers are not necessarily entire bookstores. It could be just you or me, right? Let's say I finished this information retrieval course, let's say I don't like it, so I don't plan to go into this area at all, and so I can just take the textbooks that I've bought, and then open an account as a seller on Amazon Marketplace, and then sell these books at a uh, for some price, for some competitive price. So in that case, I'm not going to get many ratings, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm untrustworthy. Uh, so establishing reputation is obviously something that is important. And usually what happens is when you buy something from the marketplace, the seller usually sends you an email requesting or begging you to, give a positive review if you were satisfied with the transaction, because that's important for their business. Actually, another problem that you may think of is that once the reputation of a particular hotel, say, goes up, that hotel is going to appear at the very top of the rankings, and that in turn is going to drive more traffic to that hotel. And by driving more traffic, what's going to happen is that hotel is going to get even more reviews, and this sort of thing can continue in some kind of a, I don't want to call it a vicious circle, but a self-reinforcing way. So that's called a presentation bias. Basically, products that already have a high reputation can have some kind of bias in favor of them, because just because they appear at the very top of the ranking, more and more people are going to go and click on or visit that hotel, right? If I want to go to New York, I have no idea about New York, so I'm just going to rely on what TripAdvisor is telling me. So clearly, the hotels are in the top 5 or 10, uh, with ranks in the top 5 or 10 in the list, those hotels are going to be my preferred choice. And so, uh, and if given that I'm already using TripAdvisor.com, it's very likely that I'm going to go and post a review on that particular hotel, uh, especially if I think it was very good or very bad. Okay, so um, there's actually an interesting example of self promotion that I heard from one of the professors at Stanford, Ashish Goel, who actually gives a class on internet commerce. Much of what this lecture is going to be based on his lecture notes. So he talks. He gave an example of how there was once a glitch on on Amazon's business on Amazon's website in Canada. So what happened was that the reviewers are obviously anonymous, but it turned out that that glitch exposed the real names of the reviewers. And what people found was that there was a huge number of people, a huge number of authors who were writing reviews about their own books and giving very positive reviews. So that was something that was uncovered because of this glitch. So clearly there is a lot of self-promotion going on. In fact, he also gave the example of some hotel in Rome which has just 19 rooms. But if you look at the number of reviews that exist for that hotel, they were running into uh, the thousands or something like that, just within a span of a month or two. Uh, I mean, I may be off by by a factor or two, but the idea was that just a small hotel with 15 to 20 rooms, it's not going to have so many people coming in and all of them giving reviews on the website. So this kind of stuff tends to happen a lot. Anyway, so